All right, welcome to another movie review. Today we're taking a look at Godzilla vs. Kong, the latest in a series of monster movie franchises, and, well, it delivers what it promises based on the title.
Welcome to another episode of Actual Factual Magic Movie Reviews. Today we're going to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong.
Godzilla vs. Kong is a continuation of both the Kong and the Godzilla franchises, which were rebooted a couple of years ago. And in those movies, we have the typical trope of the monster laying siege to cities and, you know, Godzilla being somewhat the protector of the people and fighting against these other titans with kind of a loose plot and backstory to help drive the entire thing. In the case of Godzilla vs. Kong, we have two titans who, for various reasons, Kong is isolated in a specialized containment facility so that he will hopefully not upset Godzilla, who has started to try to ravage a couple places in the United States for some reason unprovoked, and nobody seems to admit why. And of course, there is an underlying reason behind a company who's developing technology that is angering Godzilla. Now, to that end, that's pretty much the plot of the movie, with one small twist towards the end of it. And, you know, it doesn't really do a whole lot. The acting is okay at best. The most interesting characters are honestly Kong and the little deaf girl who is communicating with him to a certain degree, or befriending him. And she appears, and she's probably one of the most interesting characters. I can't say a whole lot about most of the others, and there are far too many factual, scientific, and whatever other issues all across this movie that it just feels like, well, we couldn't figure out what else to do with it, so insert gimme here, and the movie continues. It's just a series of ongoing basic tropes and expected story plots that kind of push things along lazily, and the movie eventually comes to its ultimate climax. Now, as a kind of almost the beginning of the summer blockbuster story movies, that's probably the best thing you can actually say about it, is that it's the beginning of the summer blockbuster movies. It's a movie that is all about spectacle. You come to see two monsters going at each other, and you are going to get that in spades. And to that end, it's something you can definitely enjoy and be amazed by. The graphics, the animation, everything, the thought that went into developing those battles, but the movie crawls glacially at the beginning, trying to insert this haphazard plot to push the movie along to get to that point. There's just not much substance in this movie at all. But I mean, in the grand scheme of the summer blockbuster movie, that's not usually what you go for. You don't go for story, you go for spectacle. And in that element, I guess you could say this movie succeeds. But for me...
So when I was a kid, I love the Japanese-produced monster movies where costume characters fight in lizard and gorilla rubber suits amidst cardboard cityscapes. It was good, cheesy fun, right? So now that I'm adult on the outside, I'm glad that kids today have the same sort of cheesy movies to watch, just with really, really great special effects. That pretty much sums up Godzilla vs. Kong. This is the sugary breakfast cereal of movies, an oversized box of something with no real substance. And that's not necessarily a slam. Sometimes a good old popcorn movie is just what we need. And it's something that really we haven't had since the pandemic hit. This movie stars, well, Godzilla and Kong. There are no noticeable humans in this movie aside from a little hearing impaired kid that has a kind of mystical connection to Kong, and the comic relief coming from a conspiracy theorist who finds a lot of his wild ideas are actually true. They just exist to explain away and reason away why two giant monsters need to find each other, and none of it makes any sense whatsoever. I give Godzilla vs. Kong a strong 3 reels. Watch it on the biggest screen you can, with the best sound system you can, and turn your brain off for a couple of hours.
For me, this is a 2-reel movie. Fun to see. I saw it small screen through my HBO subscription, but it's definitely something that I think you would enjoy more in a large movie theater. I'm not one to go spend $12 to $18 on a movie ticket to go see two monsters going at it. If that's your thing, enjoy. You'll probably have fun with it. Just don't expect his story to help push it along.
And more fun coming ahead. Don't miss a thing by subscribing, liking, and hitting the alert, which will let you know whenever we post something new. If you're thinking about going to Walt Disney World this year for their 50th anniversary, if you like cool t-shirts, check this out. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had fun.